Here's the project I'm currently working on. As you can see, I made some mistakes with the components. I overdid it a bit, but as you can see on the security camera right here, the circuit still works fine even with this mistake. So this is one of the more difficult shoots, but I hope it will be worth it in the end. So I got myself an infrared IC heater, which is for SMD reflow soldering. That means you can put your circuits in here, then you close it up, you start the software, and then it heats up and the reflow soldering will start. Now I've heard some bad things about this specific unit, the T962, that there are some improvements, and I will try to do these before I will actually start trying to use this thing. So I just removed the top, and here you can see some power electronics, and here you got the control electronics. Looks pretty decent, but what is a big problem of this heater, of this reflow oven, is this masking tape. Mine is actually that badly mounted that it ripped off a bit of the metal stuff here, so that's not good. And what is also a problem is that the masking tape just smells horrible when it is being heated up, and that is of course what happens with this reflow oven. So I will replace that. So the modifications are done. They were surprisingly easy to do. Here you can see the Kapton tape, which I put on all around. And the other modification I did is right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's a small temperature sensor for the cold junction compensation. More about that in the video when it is done. And the third modification with the fan control I did not do because I didn't want to go through the hassle. I don't think it's really that much of an improvement. But the last and very important upgrade is here with this ISP header and the cables which are connected to this FTDI breakout. And that means I flashed a new firmware, a custom firmware, and yeah, I will see if that works. And as you can see, the flashing of the new firmware worked out just fine. We got a few new options. It's not Chinese anymore, it's all English now. And I hope it will make this machine work really well. Here is one of the bigger projects which I will do in the near future. As you can see, it is a greenhouse. I built this about 2 months ago, and now the first plants are inside. So let me just show you what I got. Some strawberries, you can see they're growing pretty well. Then we got some paprika, we got cucumber, we got something which I don't know the name of in English. It doesn't matter right now. Then we got some cucumber as well, sugar melon, paprika, watermelon, again, the things I don't know the word of in English, cucumber, tomato, and tomato. And back there's some strawberries. Now the thing is, those plants grow very well actually. I'm very happy with it, but then there are some problems which you can improve with electronics. For example, here we got the problem that there was too much humidity, which can be solved if we open the window, and I want to automate that. So I will try to come up with a system which takes inputs like the humidity, the temperature, and then it can control, for example, the windows or maybe even water the plants. But that will be a bigger project, and it will take some time to make it. So I just got 2 packages, one from LCSC for the components, and yes, you can see it will be about USB Type-C in some form or another. Here are the components, and here are the PCBs which I got from JLC PCB. They came like always very quickly, and here you can see what it will be about. So we got a USB Type-C port on this side, then a small IC in the middle, and at the end we got a terminal block, and on the sides we can add an Arduino or microcontroller with some with an I2C interface. And I think that will be very interesting to just interact with the USB Type-C. And as you can see, the size of the IC is super tiny, and that is why I also got myself this stencil so that I can properly apply solder paste, and then I will try out the Reflow oven. So I just finished adding the solder paste with the stencil and also adding the components. Now I have to say, when using a stencil, it looks so much cleaner. It looks really nice. I hope in the Reflow oven it will work out just fine. I will try it in a few minutes. The only thing which might not work out is that there's too much solder paste, so maybe there are some bridges at the USB Type-C connector or at the IC, but we will see. This is the moment of truth. The PCB is now in the Reflow oven. Here on the camera you can see some nice footage of the PCB, and currently it's running the profile, as you can see here. And maybe it'll work out, maybe not. It's my first try. Let's see. Okay, right now we are getting to the hottest point. As you can see, the red color of the heater elements. And I hope it starts melting soon. I can't really see it very well on the screen. Let's just hope so. So finally, after I think 4 or 5 reflow processes, it worked out. The problem is I didn't use the reflow profile that came with the software, so you got your... I tried custom 2, which as you can see goes up and then down, and I tried the MTech Syntech profile, and in both cases it was just too cold. The solder paste did not reflow properly. So the way I did it in the end was I used custom 1 and it just heated up without any end, and I just looked through the small window here, and I think I looked for when the reflow process was done, and then I basically stopped the machine and it cooled down, and that's how I got it to work. I think that's not really the way it is supposed to, but you know, it looks pretty good. I have to touch up this USB Type-C socket here. But other than that, looks pretty good. The IC, I also checked that there are no bridges or anything, no short circuits. So yeah, first try, I will see how I can improve that. So here's an update video on the PCB project which I'm working on. Like I said, it's about USB Type-C, but I don't want to give away too much information at this point. But what is important, in the last 3 days I did some reflow soldering and tried different methods. So we got the methods with sand, which was quite interesting. And then you got the more traditional, more professional way with a reflow oven. And then you got the hot air technique, which I've done before. All these 3 methods worked out just fine. I just tested the boards. They work very well, just like I expected it. And yeah, I'm currently completing the video in which I will compare the sand, oven and hot air technique. And I hope you're looking forward to that.